hit him.
Touchdown, Debo in the slot. This is my end zone. Give me everything you got. Defense, hit him with that Cosa Nostra. Quan Alexander, this dance, Nick both sides. 49er Empire, 49er Empire. This is for the fan base, die hard, set by. Stand up, 4-9 to the heart, J.E. Pull on back to Candlestick Park.
But I would say Jimmy G is here to stay. I think he needs our trust. I think our offense needs his experience, his continuity. You know, Kyle Shanahan's playbook, man, the verbiage in it, just the plays themselves, and the concepts where it's, you know, why are we calling these plays? You know what I mean, like that. And Jimmy can sit there, and everybody he gets a hold of everybody, he gets their attention, and they know when he's in the zone that it's time to go.
Are you listening? Damn.
Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. Australia, day, mate. New Zealand, where the best Kiwis in the world are from. I'm talking about the fruit and the people as well. UK, Germany, France, South America, Mexico, and all across the USA. I'm talking about the sun beaches of Hawaii. And oh, my Samoan brothers and sisters, what's up? And to the East Coast, all the way out, starting from Virginia. I'm talking New Jersey, Philly. And did I say New York City? I'll say it. And also, if you go down southeast, there he is in Dade County. I always mention Omar, Stevie. Niner Empire, fam, where the sun never sets. And fam, I'm telling you, I know every week I act like there's nothing wrong in this world. There are a few things, and besides, this is the first week of July, I need to be excited. I got just what I wanted to. Because the NFL is moving forward with plans and announcing them. I like that because it gives me, even if it's not real, it gives you the feeling that things are going to get underway. Oh, yeah, you can hear that music. What? Anyway, the NFL is going to drop 2 preseason games. You've probably heard about that. The first game against the Broncos, we're not going to be doing that. And the last game against the Chargers, I'm fine with that because I'm kind of tired of the Chargers each and every year at the same time anyway. It's kind of a strange game. Anyway, there are disadvantages to this. So, because, you know, the 49ers don't have ample time to look at some of the newbies coming in. Now, you got to hurry up and do a lot of things that you probably would stretch out over a 4 to 6 week, actually 4 to 6 weeks. I'm talking about 2 or 3 month period. You're going to get it all done in a couple of weeks or so, 3 weeks. The NFL is pretty much allocating that time away from the first game and the fourth game anyway to give teams more time to look at their people. So I can understand why they would do that. You need a couple of warm-up games. That's all you need. The only thing is, I don't know how much time the vets are going to get out there on the field to really do what they need to do. But they weren't going to play that much in the preseason anyway, right? So it's not really for them. It's all about the rookies and people coming in trying to make the team. So maybe it's not going to make a big deal. And besides, fam, like we like to say, the 49ers got vets that already know what they're doing. Now, they could have came out there and polished up on things. It would have been nice to get Javon Kinlaw in there and Brandon Ayuk, bring them up to speed because they probably will play a large role in what the 49ers do this year. But of course, that's, we're going to have to work around that. But it's the same advantage or disadvantage that every team in the NFL has, so it's not a real big deal. I just would have liked to see more of them in action. But you know how exciting that would have been, fans sitting out there in Levi's and getting autographs and watching the guys go through drills and also hazing the poor guys that got to come out there, the rookies, and make them do weird things. And it's so much fun. But yeah, that's it for this preseason, and hopefully, as I say, there isn't somebody that's looked past that didn't have ample opportunity to show his worth and how badly he wants to be a 49er. So, we're going to keep an extra couple of guys on the practice squad. So, keep plenty of those guys. So if you don't get cut, it's probably because you really weren't going to make this team anyway. Because the 49ers, these guys know what they're doing. They can pretty much judge talent. Well, they've already judged talent because they brought it in. But some of the undrafted free agents, which is where we draw a lot of good players from, you want to be able to look at those guys and see how much potential they have, because that's all the time you're going to have. and make sure you try to keep the right guy. It's going to be a shot in the dark type of thing, but we'll see what happens with that. Good luck to all those guys that are out there trying out. You worry about that. Hey, fam. Here's another reason why to get excited. I know it's kind of shameless that my priorities are probably a little strange, but it seems as if the NFL is moving forward also with the plan on having games with fans in the stands. Because I knew they were going to try to pull off something with no fans in the stands. It's going to be so dry and yuck. They're already saying now, and it's, I don't know why, I'm thinking, well, you probably understand my feeling when I say they're going to allow you in the seats, but you're going to have to sign a liability waiver. That's not a good thing, I know, but they're going to set it up. You set a liability waiver and you come in. Now, hopefully the 49ers and every stadium in the NFL will make it possible for people to come in and safely enjoy the games. I took it down to Daniel Kaplan of theathletic.com. He's reporting that the league is considering a requirement that fans sign liability waivers protecting the league from lawsuits based on contracting COVID-19. The potential waiver likely will be forwarded to teams by the middle of next week. Unquote that. Farrah, as I said, though, my priority in this is, please, social distancing in the stands, all right? You have no choice in this. You will wear a mask. I hope the NFL actually puts out some cash and gets the best masks that there are available out there and distribute them at the gate when the fans come in. I don't know how they're going to set it up. Maybe electronically you can sign a waiver or something like that before they sell you a seat or something like that. But again, I just hope that they make it possible for fans to come out and safely watch games, because you're going to be yelling and screaming and doing a lot of things. It's an outside venue though, fam. That, they say, is less chance of you contracting this miserable disease if you're outside. And if they keep a distance, maybe it'll be okay. Hopefully it'll be okay. You don't need maybe, you need really, will it be done? I don't know about using the restroom and going to the concession stand, because they're going to want you to buy food and drink. You know what though? Maybe a little less alcohol. You don't want people getting all stupid and crazy out there, right? A little less alcohol. If they take away the alcohol, that's a small price to pay to be able to attend the game. Okay? So yeah, I know, right? So many worry situations. But hey, maybe the NFL is going to go on and do what they do. And did you check out, if you didn't know, I retweeted today, his name is Pierre. Let me give you his Twitter address, at YoPierre, Y-O, all upper lowercase, YoPierre. Write it again, YoPierre. And you will see Pierre's been out at San Jose State taking shots and the guy's working out. Bam! It's like, I even made Pierre laugh. I retweeted and said, fam, if you didn't know, there's photos to be seen. YoPierre has got its training camp porn. He had to come in and he enjoyed that. He thanked me for it, but I said, I just want to see the guys in action out there. They're out there working out. And I didn't see any picture of Jimmy G, though. It's all about Kendrick Bourne is the star of training camp this year. He's involved in everything as far as the training camp goes. He's out there instructing Brandon Ayuk. In fact, Kendrick says Brandon Ayuk is going to be the reason why, or one of the reasons why we return to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 55. I'm in a boogie mood today. Come on, man, give me a break. It's my birthday. I got a party. But Kendrick, man, he's out there training people. I mean, Kendrick's taking on the role of a boss out there. Shanahan's right-hand man. Shoot, maybe even kind of talking every day as to, what do you want to... He said, Kyle, Coach, you can't call him Kyle. Coach, what time you bring these guys up to speed on? And Kyle gives instruction. He goes out there, he takes care of it. Kendrick, I'm proud of you, man. Bam, keep your fingers crossed, keep your arms crossed for this. We got to have this season. Do not let it fail. AMC.
Happy belated birthday, bruh.
Thanks, Sam.
I would have bought you a present.
Yeah.
But because of Jimmy G's Super Bowl fail, I ain't got no cash.
Oh, MC, don't start it, man. Come on, man. You come in. Well, really, come on, man. Give me a break.
You can't take me out for pizza, though.
I know, right? I'll think about it.
And I'm gone.
Well, he ain't got no money. Maybe I'll take him out and treat him. Poor guy. He's been doing water and putting his food in it and letting dilute it and see if you can stretch it out. It wasn't Jimmy's fault. In fact, today's conversation in this first week of July is about Jimmy G still taking the heat from that Super Bowl. It's going to be a long, hot summer for the G-Child. He'll survive it, and he's going to come out and he's going to do a great job this coming season. I just know it. In fact, let's get on over to the cam right now. Let's talk about Jimmy G and a bunch of other things. One-on-one. And fam, you probably heard Alex calling into the program on the daily live shows. And I said, I got to talk to Alex some more and get some perspective from him on a little bit longer time period. Alex, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Awesome, man. I could be a lot better, man, because if the health of the communities around it, especially NFL communities, which is every state in the union, if we could just, I'm scared, but I know the NFL is too strong. They ain't gonna stop. They're gonna play ball no matter what. I'm guessing, right? Whew, man.
I think so, man.
But Alex and I were just talking, and Alex he likes the background with that includes. So people got mad at me. Alex says, "Man, why you want to put Jimmy Garoppolo up there, man? Why you ain't got Steve Young or Jerry Rice or somebody?" I says, "Okay, Montana represents the Golden Pass, and I see Jimmy G is representing a Golden New Day." So, Alex, the question is tonight: the talking heads, and I call them critics. I ain't even gonna call them analysts. The talking heads are starting, led by, of course, that NBC man, Mike Florio. And then you got Stephen A. Smith is now joining him. Yeah, the 49ers is ready to win the championship right now if they had Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Oh, come on, Stephen A., come on. Why do you, every shot you, okay, here's what I want to know. Before, I don't want to put a bias towards you. Alex, are we going to have to get rid of Jimmy and bring in Aaron Rodgers next year? I mean, is that something you'd like to see happen, or would you appreciate happen? Or there's three levels of this. Do you think that's something should happen? Are you looking for it to happen? Or whatever you want to elaborate in. Well, how do you feel about that?
All right, so we have had many, many years, we could say a couple eras now that we've been searching for a quarterback.
Yes.
We have had, a hard-throwing mobile quarterback in Kaepernick and Jeff Garcia. We floated with Tim Rattay, Brian Hoyer.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Alex Smith. We gave our love to Alex Smith, and we actually I love him. I like Alex Smith. I love Alex Smith. To see him how he rose up at the end was everything a Niner fan could have wanted from the years where we watched him struggle.
Agreed.
And we've seen. We'll even go as far as, we've seen young Nick Mullins come in when Jimmy was hurt. While we were kind of sitting there licking our chops because we just had a few games with Jimmy and good things were within those games. But, Stephen A. Smith, he needs to stick to basketball.
Please.
Because that's what that dude knows. And that's what he's always been known for. But I would say Jimmy G is here to stay. I think he needs our trust. I think our offense needs his experience, his continuity. Kyle Shanahan's playbook, man, the verbiage in it, just the plays themselves, and the concepts where it's, why are we calling these plays? You know what I mean, like that. And Jimmy can sit there, and everybody he gets a hold of everybody, he gets their attention, and they know when he's in the zone that it's time to go. When it's game time, it's go time. And I'm not gonna look too far ahead. We got to worry about this year. We can't sit here and talk about necessarily 2 years from now what can happen, because anything can happen. You know what I mean? Anything can happen if. So I would like to see Jimmy here for a few years. I'd like to see what we traded for, so we don't have to look back in hindsight and see him in another jersey succeeding. You know what I mean? I want to make sure we give him every inch of what we got, because Kyle Shanahan makes a quarterback's life, in my eyes, as easy as it gets, especially when he gets weapons involved. So, Jimmy's not got nothing to prove. He's got something to prove, and that's a good thing. He has never been a guy where when he gets in front of the camera where you're like, I don't know about this, man. So, I'm excited. Jimmy G excites me. He might not excite the rest of the NFL fans, or I'll even say some Niner fans. But guess what? I'm sticking with them.
Yeah. And it's a good move, too. And as I said, and you pointed something toward the continuity thing. There's so many important factors why you don't keep jostling around with quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. He's put in 1 year into the system and 3 games. And that's what's at 19 games. Well, 19, 20. Actually, Jimmy's had 21, 19, 20, 21. We went to the Super Bowl. That's 19 games. So you got 21 games that Jimmy G's had under center with Kyle Shanahan. And in fact, I think he's seasoned up right around now enough that he can go forward. And some of the weapons you mentioned too, who do you think is going to be Jimmy's favorite weapon this year?
In all honesty, I'd love to say, Kendrick Bourne and Debo or even George Kittle, but I kind of want to go out on a limb and say, I really think McKinnon and Hurd are going to be huge this year. I think that there's going to be, it's not going to be like wildcat formations per se, but I'm not going to rule that out either. But, I just want to see what Kyle Shanahan can do with every weapon at his disposal. We got lightning quick guys, lightning fast guys. We got big brooders and Hurd, and Jennings and Kittle. I just want to see what he can do when he says, I'm opening up the whole playbook. These guys are going to think it's one thing. It's not going to be even close. Kind of because when we hit the Super Bowl, we were all kind of sitting there. We were trying to see what's going to be different, because it can't just be the same thing necessarily. There's got to be little, that we had a few weeks. What's going to be different? So, yeah, I do think Jet McKinnon and Hurd are going to be a lot bigger than people might think, because people are going to sit here and say McKinnon has been here. This is his 3rd year here. He hasn't played a single snap. What could he do? They're going to say Hurd's been here 2 years, never played a snap outside of a preseason game. What can he do? And I think that's the exciting part of it, with how we know what their traits are. We know, we've watched the tape on them because we're excited fans. And I think that what they're going to bring to the offense this year will be larger in volume than people might expect.
See, that's why I got Alex. Because Alex got a wide perspective. He's looking at weapons that we haven't even used yet, and that were not at they were not at his fingertips last year. This makes all the difference in the world. Jet McKinnon is another guy that I believe in as well. And Alex, what's really funny, because a lot of people think because he hasn't played, he ain't no good. I'm saying, you can't draw that conclusion until you see him play. Same was said about other players in the last few years. People thought Jimmy Ward sucked. People actually used the term suck. I said, wait, I don't know if he sucks as much as he's absent, okay? But I need to see him play a little more than I do see him sit down on the bench with injuries, and then I can make a proper assessment of how well he plays. But don't tell me that. Eric Arm said the same thing. We have this thing about knee-jerk reactions to things that have nothing to do with the player's prowess as a football player. So I'm glad you pointed that out. This is what I'm looking forward to as well. And I like the way you're thinking outside the box as well, is to see what if Jalen Hurd he is everything we think he could be. If that be the case, the 49ers offense cannot be stopped, because now you've given Kyle Shanahan too many options. My feeling is the more options Kyle Shanahan has, the more dangerous he is. What do you think about that?
I just think it's really, really cool that we could pull out a power set that's actually a speed play.
Yes. Or
a speed set and run a power play. We have so many big bodies out there, and they're, 6'5", 6'3", George Kittle's 6'3", 250. And we got, Dwelly had experience last year at fullback and tight end. So there's little nuances that he's gained. In my honest opinion, you can call me crazy, I honestly think we could throw run skill in some sort of hybrid, heavy formation, because this guy, like all these guys in Kyle Shanahan's offense, it takes so much knowledge to just be able to operate it and to understand the moving pieces behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you. And I just think that, there's not a position in Kyle Shanahan's offense that's not a weapon, even a center, per se. And that's what's cool about it, is we can look at this, this paper with the whole roster, and we just see weapon after weapon after weapon. And we could just think of the ways where, what's he going to do? What's Kyle going to do? How is he going to, manufacture something with this? Because, next year we're going to see a lot of we're going to see a lot of things on the film, and it's just going to be nice to see, because, we've sat there with offenses, when Jim Harbaugh was there for year after year after year. And it's like the offense just grew stagnant. It'd just be time after time again. It's like, man, we have all these weapons, and you're not going to at least try to use them. They're just out there. We had a lot of decoy plays out there, it seemed like. And I just like that Kyle likes to use his weapons, and he uses them to their strengths. He never brings their game and tries to, exploit a weakness to try to catch anybody off guard, because Kyle Shanahan's saying, well, if it's his weakness, we're not going to do it because they're not going to expect us to do it, which is fine too. We got a great coach. We have a really great coach, and we have, players that some people have never heard of that could end up being, big time names. Right. I mean, in this offense,
Yeah, exactly. And that was a beautiful point to bring up, because like you say, it takes time to learn an offense that complex, but once they do, there's no telling what Kyle's going to call up, because he has any number of options, and he's going to exploit anything that defense is weak at. They are going to get abused. And that's the beauty of Kyle Shanahan's offense. I'd love to see Brunskill or somebody, like you mentioned him, I'd love to see Kyle deviate completely in an un-NFL direction and do something really obscene and crazy, just so the DCs on the other side of the field say, why do I even bother? I prepared these guys all week for everything I could think of, and Kyle Shanahan comes in and just throws a wrench in everything we did. Look at that score. And I can see DC's actually thinking about quitting after having played Kyle Shanahan, realizing that they are not up to a level that's ever going to contend with Kyle Shanahan. God!
The great thing about it is think about this, man. Kyle Shanahan and his dad have made a name on the outside stretch zone play.
Yep.
One play that led into, 15, 20, 30, 40 other plays. But it's like we see some offensive coordinators or just offensive-minded head coaches, and they're throwing every single formation out there. They're throwing everything they got, and it's like when the Colts tried to run that fake punt where they had two players next to the center, and then the Patriots just blitzed through and sacked the punter. It's just like, how many times do we got to see these formations and it goes, oh, well, that didn't work. But with Kyle Shanahan, we watch and it's like, man, that was beautiful. Like, do you see how that dude set up this play when he turned his head left and set up for the fake for the inside? It's just little tiny things that people think this player is just doing, but it's coached. This play was coached to where George Kittle fakes his head to the right, and then it opens up the inside, and then somebody streaking up the middle for a wide open catch, and it's just like, man,
it's a beautiful thing to watch.
This dude Kyle, man, is he Jesus?
We knew he was coming back, but we didn't know he was going to come back looking like Kyle Shanahan. But you're right, and Kyle's just a magic man out there. And what I really love about Kyle, he's got players that can actually carry out his mad plots. It's just, George Kittle was tailor-made. That's why when people say, man, it's about the name on the front, not the back, man. We can do without George Kittle. I tell people, you can do without George Kittle. I can't. Kyle can't, okay? So stop running around with that bravado about we don't need George Kittle. We absolutely do need George Kittle. He's not going to get $20 million. And if push does come to that shove, he is gone. But in the meantime, don't tell me we don't need George Kittle. Kyle Shanahan can make anybody. Yeah. But the reason why he goes out and gets certain players, because he knows they can do his bidding. Everybody can't play in Kyle Shanahan's offense. In other words, they pick the players up that they know will fit. And this is just another thing with that organization now that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have taken over. They go out and they handpick the fruits that are going to work and make this pie taste good. I get all fired up when I think about this system, man. Oh, God. Hey, before we get carried, you know what? Here's the thing. Cam Newton's on our schedule now. And a lot of people are freaking out. And I said, you know what? Cam is not the same Cam he was back in the day when him and Colin Kaepernick would do it in battle or anybody else, so I'm not really scared of him anymore. But I am concerned with the fact that he is hanging around with Belichick, and that could alter his game to take him to some other level. I don't know which way, up or down. But, Alex, you probably already picked out the games you probably thought we were going to win and lose. The addition of Cam Newton, has that altered your thinking any way toward how that game's going to come out?
Well, it makes the Patriots offense a threat, pure and simple. Cam Newton's always been known for overthrowing receivers.
Yeah.
He throws a 9,000 mile per hour fastball. With Cam Newton, the Patriots offense, it becomes a threat. He throws a hard ball. He makes it, sometimes he throws a tough ball to catch. His receivers are a little bit overthrown, but
true.
The guy's got some legs, and the guy's got some strength to him. And at the end of the day, we've watched Cam against us, whether it be in the regular season or playoffs in the past. Does he make mistakes? Yes, he does. Does he make plays? Yes, he does. And, with Stidham there and Hoyer there, I can't if I were to sit here and say, would I be worried more about Cam Newton over Hoyer and Stidham? Absolutely.
Yes.
You got to be. And let's be honest, last year we struggled really, really bad with mobile quarterbacks. And that doesn't mean they all had experience. Kyler Murray was fresh. He was a rookie, and he came in and, he had his moments of struggle just like any quarterback would as a rookie, but he also had some really, really nice moments against us. Whether that be, a little dink and dunk passes or some nice plays with his legs, or especially, I don't like saying it, but Kenyon Drake.
Didn't he do it? Did a job on us. God.
But with Cam, I think the thing that, when I seen the Patriots on the schedule, I worried about their defense and their special teams.
Yeah.
And then now with the addition of Cam, now it's just, it's something that we can't just look over per se. It was something where we, as a defense, we could sit there and, think, wow, we're going to really make Brian Hoyer and Stidham's life hell.
Yep.
But, now we got to kind of, be ready because Cam is coming with, something to prove. He's posting every video showing that he was hurt. You know what I mean? So he wants to show that he can do something. And I'm excited about it because I would love nothing more than to see him get sacked 6 times.
and my favorite, the post-game conferences, as Cam's sitting there not wanting to answer any of the post questions.
Maybe a funky hat, who knows?
always with the wardrobe. But yeah, I agree with that because we don't know, like you're saying, Cam is on a mission. He's going to come in with vengeance on his mind. Belichick now is probably going to actually, McDaniel's probably going to say, all right, so we're pretty aware of the fact, Cam, as you know, with your prowess as a runner, the 49ers, if they have a weakness, the only chink in their armor would be if we get you outside of that pocket and do some of the things that you're famous for. So we're pretty much going to go with that game plan and roll the dice in that direction and see what happens. And that's going to happen, Alex. They're going to run. Yes. Cam's going to run on us. So, and he's a big guy, and he's not going to be easy to bring down. Kyler Murray, when you grab him, he's finished. Even when they tried to run the Rams. Tried to run on us, and even there's not another running back or another quarterback in the NFL that you got to be more scared of than Russell Wilson and Cam Newton when they start running, and those are the two guys. So
hey, don't forget Lamar. You can't forget Lamar.
Wait a minute, Lamar's number one. You're right. Actually, Lamar has changed that whole narrative. He's number one, and then Wilson and a healthy Cam Newton. You're absolutely right. I don't ever want to see Lamar again. I was scared to death of him, and I admit that to other fans. They call me a wuss, but I tell you what. I said, you know what, I'm delighted. I really would have rather had who we had in the Super Bowl to have Lamar because I don't want him running around out there getting loose. It really freaks me out. But that's, Alex, finally, man, I got to know, man, who's everybody's got a surprise cut this year probably on their mind. There's going to be a player, we're going to see players leave that we just can't imagine leaving. But if you got more than one, that's fine too. But who's going to be your shocking cut of 2020?
So, all right, well, in all honesty, I think, well, maybe not surprising, but I think Kentavious Street is going to be on his way out. More so because, Zettel showed a lot last year, and Hyder has some tape.
Yeah.
Kentavious, we gave him a chance. Was it a small sample size?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, the NFL is has given many players a career from a small start. So it's kind of unfortunate because we invested a draft pick in him,
True.
And of course he was with Team ACL, and we were just hoping that he could manifest to 80% of what he was projected, but it doesn't look like that. But the good thing is we have person after person on the D line, and it's a nice thing, especially with Kinlaw coming in. But another probably one that it's one of the ones that actually stings a little bit, Richie James.
Yeah.
I just don't think, we use them for gadget plays in our offense. Little backward screen passes a couple times a year. And I think it's a game of numbers. We just can't keep a roster spot for somebody like that when, we have, I would say, 4 guys that could be return men. And we could trust them per se. I just think that there's too much competition in the wide receiver room this year, where we honestly might roll with 7 or 8, because 2 of them could pose as a hybrid tight end.
True.
You know,
Jennings Jennings and as well as Jalen Hurd. That's true.
Yeah. So, you know, I think there's gonna, and another one is I think because of, you know, the same reasons with the receivers, is I think CJ Beathard's gonna be out. We've been rolling with 3 QBs for 3 years now.
We can't afford it anymore. Yeah.
It just, there's, in all honesty, it's one of those things where depth is, sorry CJ, sorry Richie, sorry whoever, depth is literally a killer. If we were a bad team, you'd be on it. But you know, this is one of the great things about having a good team. You got to get rid of players that you don't want to get rid of, whether they're top tier talent or just, you know, players that you like. You know.
I fully agree, and the argument is being made for Richie James by a few people that still believe in him as being one of the better return men in the league. But I don't know if Richie ranks in the top 10 or 15 of return men in the NFL. And it's something else, Alex. Travis Benjamin, I don't know how many people are looking at it, but I think he's a direct threat to the Richie James existence on this team because of the fact that Travis is also capable of returning the ball. And Kyle's had some success with him during the time that he did work with him back in the Cleveland days from when I remember. I think, it was Cleveland, yeah. So I think Benjamin is definitely the Richie James problem, unless Richie can beat him out. You know, because we don't have to have one returning guy. But then you got so many guys who can return the ball. And that includes one Dante. You know, everybody asks the same question. Alex, real quick before we run out of time, what is your perspective on why Kyle Shanahan has never really made Dante Pettis, given him the opportunity to do what he does best? He's not a return man. Why isn't he on the kickoff?
I think Kyle is a big guy on trust.
Yeah.
You know, he picked John because he trusted him. You know, he picked the Niners overall because, you know, there was that big, you know, we want to keep everything under wraps. You know, they've been trying to keep certain things under wraps, and that has to do with trust.
Sure.
And I think if ever comes a time where a talented player is not playing, it's got to be trust. You know, because nobody's ever going to sit here and say that we don't believe Dante can't make plays. we as fans or just, you know, spectators of the NFL, we see a guy who could make all these plays, but it's almost like he's too afraid to make them. You know, he's afraid of greatness. But that, you know, I mean, it happens. You know, we see it all the time every year. There's a first round, second round, you know, draft pick that just doesn't make sense why they didn't work. Especially in a league where, you know, measurables can carry you a long way.
Yes.
You know, because you see people all the time that, sure, they might not have been a first, second, third string receiver, but they never got off special teams, and that pays too. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's trust, and you know, I think Kyle is a big guy on, like, hey, if you earn your snaps, you earn your snaps. I will never take away snaps that are earned. And you know, I don't think Dante hasn't put in the work, because I think if he didn't, he'd be off the team already. If you're not putting in the work and not showing up, you're going to be gone. So, you know, I think he's just one of those guys that Kyle's really, really pounding the table for, even with him sitting right next to him and saying, like, he's basically begging him to please just show up. We don't need you, but we want to. We want you, you know, and it's like, it's tough it is kind of tough to watch, considering, you know, we've seen him shine, you know, in moments, and it's like, we want to see that, because we can parallel that to some really good things in this offense if you could just show up every game, man. Just show up. And, you know, I guess that's going to be one of the top 5 questions going into this year.
And I fully agree. And I think you hit the nail right on top. I mean, Kyle actually demonstrated on numerous occasions that he no longer trusted Dante Pettis. That's what it came down to. Pettis, that game right from week 1, when they asked him after the game, Coach, Dante only got 2 snaps. Were you aware of that? No, but I will take full responsibility for that. But really, Kyle Shanahan he went the PC route. Kyle knew that he didn't give Dante any more than 2 snaps. he's not the kind of guy that would forget that. So when he said that, I said, oh, I think Dante just opened the door to the doghouse. And sure enough, from that week on, he got a few snaps here, a few snaps here, and he tapered it right down until he just sort of rode him right out of your offense, entered Deebo Samuel, and that was the end of that.
Hey, I mean, that's what happens, though. I mean, if you move your feet and somebody comes in and takes that seat, you gotta get him out of that seat. And everybody knows Dante loves his cats. Well, we all know Deebo's a dog, so don't bring a cat to a dog fight.
Look at Jones. That was good. I tell you, hey Alex, good stuff, man. We're gonna go. I can't wait to get back together again with you. We're gonna see you doing the live shows anyway. But Alex, thank you. And Alex, you know it's that time, don't you? I'm gonna give you the 3, 2, 1. Give me that crazy, insane 49er yell, scream. 3, 2, 1.
Niners! Let's get it!
Yes! Alex! Thanks, fam! I knew you was gonna be completely dope! Loved it! We'll get together again soon, all right? And actually, fam, you and I will be getting together soon, of course, like we always do with the daily live. Well, I shouldn't call it daily live broadcast. We don't come on every day. We come on a lot of days during the course of the week. And I'll see you then. Fam, before you eat, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share. Let's pass the word how much good times we have talking 49ers football. And I'll see you soon, like I just said. Maestro, I'm ready.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this is crazy, mother.